Okay, hello everyone. We're gonna get started in a bit. See if I can set you up well. All right, hi everybody.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's find our nice comfortable seated position. That could look like many things. You could sit on a block. I'm gonna do that today, actually. You have your legs crossed or one leg out. Close your eyes. Allow your hands to soften onto your knees, or maybe one on top of the other on your lap. Find your breath. Soften the belly. Allow the eyes to soften. This weekend, it's Valentine's Day. So whether or not you celebrate this, I encourage us in today's practice to think about giving ourselves a lot of self-love. We can do that by becoming really aware of our breath, by noticing what self-love means to you, especially during this uncertain time we're in. Showing up and taking class is absolutely an act of self-love. And so as we move through today's asanas and our physical practice, just remind yourself of what self-love looks like to you. And I'd like to offer a nice mantra for today's class. Your breath stretches you from the inside out. As we connect ourselves to our breath today, notice how the breath is stretching you from the inside out. Take a few breaths in, noticing the rise of the spine. And as you exhale, getting closer to the earth. Another big inhale in. And exhale, sigh it out. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale in. And exhale, sigh it out. Last one. Inhale in. And exhale, sigh it out. Bring your hands onto the mudra in the heart center. Bow your head down as a sign of reverence. Take a deep inhale in. And we set our intention here as we stretch and align ourselves to ourselves. Take another breath in. And exhale to open the eyes and meet a nice cat-cow position. So in tabletop, I've been really practicing very subtle and deep alignments recently. So I'll share that with you today. So I'd like to focus on the hands. As we root the inner edges of the hands down, see if you can really claw the fingertips down into your mat. If we were non-pandemic time, I would come around and try to lift your fingertips off the mat. You want me to not do that. So really claw your fingers down into the mat, root the knuckles down into the mat, and notice how that lights your arms and shoulder blades up. Take a big inhale and flex your toes. Energetically hug the thighs together. Bring the belly button to the back of the spine, soften in between the scapula. Whew, it's already a lot of actions. Take another inhale in, keeping all this, and exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift and lengthen. We'll do a few rounds of this. So just follow your breath and not my voice may be lingering in any place that feels good to you. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Really following your breath. And even here, noticing how the breath stretches you from the inside out. In the bottom of your next exhalation, come back to that neutral spine. Extend the right leg nice and long. Toes on the ground. Yeah, good. And then just rock back and forth for a moment to give yourself a good calf stretch. Really pushing through the heel. And as you push through the heel, can the right hip spiral down towards the mat, squaring up the hips. Take another inhale in. And exhale, lift the right leg out parallel to your hips. Good. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Bring the belly button to the back of the spine, rib cage to the back of the spine. And exhale, lift the left bicep over the ear. Nice. Shoot energy out, the heel out, the fingertips. Inhale, curve the spine, bring the knee to the elbow. Exhale, lengthen. 2 more times. Inhale, curve. Exhale, lengthen. Last one. Inhale, curve. Exhale, lengthen. And slowly bring the hand and foot back to the mat. Wag your hips from side to side. At the bottom of your next exhalation, extend the left leg nice and long, toes on the ground. Reach through the heel and rock back and forth. Spiraling the left hip down towards the mat. Notice how that might shift the way you stretch the calf. Take another inhale in. And exhale, lift the left leg parallel to the hips. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Drop the left hip down. And exhale, reach the right bicep over the ear. Good. Stretch out for your fingertips, out the heel. Inhale, curve inwards. Exhale, lengthen 2 more times. Inhale, curve. Bringing that belly button to the back of the spine, nice and slow and control. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, curve. Exhale, lengthen. And inhale, bring the hand and the foot back to the mat. Wag the hips from side to side. Bring your hands up at the top of the mat. Reach the knees an inch back. Give yourself a nice long tabletop position. And exhale, press back into your ground leg. Good. Pedal out the feet. And even here, really rooting the hands down into the ground. And bend both knees, sit the hips back like you're sitting in a little chair in the back of the mat. Notice how that elongates the low back. Take a big inhale in and slowly stretch the legs to straighten. Good. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, bend and look forward, soften in between the shoulder blades. Exhale, turn around. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hug the inner thighs towards the other. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look or step to the top of your mat. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Linking breath and movement 2 more times. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale the arms up. Staying up here. Reach your fingertips high to the sky. Think about the thumbs going towards the back wall. So really opening up the shoulder blades here. Keeping that, bend the knees and the hips for careful. Make sure your feet are in a nice parallel position. Knees over the 3rd or 4th toe. And sit down nice and deep. Take a big inhaling, gathering energy up the limbs to the core of the pelvis. Keeping that, root back down through the feet as you stretch out through the fingertips and out the crown of the head. Take another inhale and bend the elbows for goalpost hands. Nice. Exhale, straighten, sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, goalpost hands. Exhale, sit a little bit deeper. And inhale, stretch everything out, fingers a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Listening to your breath. Exhale, root your hands down to the floor. Step back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath. Settle yourself in. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Come to the top of the plank. Yes, exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to right elbow. Look out. Exhale, three-legged dog. Left elbow, look forward. Stay here for a moment. Give yourself a good smile. Soften in between the shoulder blades. Exhale, three-legged dog. Nice. Inhale, cat. Woo. Good. Let's set ourselves up well. Hug the feet towards one another, activating the hamstrings. Keeping that. Exhale the arms high to the sky for crescent lunge. Lift the back thigh up. Oops. Yeah, back thigh up. And soften and bend forward in the front knee. Take a big inhale and go ahead and grab your left wrist with your right hand and lean over to the right. Yes, good side body stretch on the left side. Nice. Take another inhale in. Exhale from the center. Inhale the arms back down. Press back into your downward facing dog. Notice the difference between each side of the legs. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Come to the top of the plank. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to left elbow. Soften in the heart. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to right elbow. Stay here for a moment. Look out. Think about the heart moving forward. Soften in between the shoulder blades. Give yourself a good smile. Take another inhale in. Exhale, three-legged dog. And inhale, find your lunge. Set ourselves up well. Root down in that left foot as you hug the feet towards one another, activating the hamstrings. Keeping that. Exhale the arms high to the sky. Lift the back thigh up. Bend a little bit more forward in the front knee. Tuck the left hip back, right hip forward. Squaring off the hips and breathe. Take another inhale in. And exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand and lean over to the left. Pushing down through the heel as you stretch over to the left. Take another inhale in. Exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and bring your hands back down. Press back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, drop your knees, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spiral the back foot down. Look at the back toes. Make sure that they're internally rotating. Take a big inhale and as you hug the feet towards one another, keeping that. Exhale the arms parallel to your mat. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Notice what else you can find in your warrior two. This is a position that we come to so often. Can you hug the feet in more? Can you soften more in the scapulas? Can you reach back with your back fingers a little bit more and bend a little bit more in the front knee? Take another inhale in. Exhale, flip the front palm and lean back. Getting a good side body stretch on the right side. Another inhale in. And exhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. If you have a block, go ahead and bring it on the outside of the front foot. Yeah. And super important to hug the legs in towards one another. Make sure that your hamstrings are nice and engaged. Keeping that slowly tip down towards your front block for triangle pose. Lean back into the shoulder blades, spread the fingertips apart. Bring the head back, throat back. Take a big inhale in as you spiral the heart and rib cage up towards the sky. Nice. Breathe in here. Another inhale in. And exhale, press down into the floor as you bring the arms back up to warrior two. Go ahead and rotate the feet to parallel. Rotate your left foot out. Find warrior two on the other side. Nice. Make sure that the back toes are nice and internally rotated. Yeah, there we go. Good. What newfound space can we find in this warrior two on the other side? Take a big inhale and you hug the feet in towards one another, gathering energy up the limbs to the core of the pelvis. Keeping that, root back down through the feet as you stretch out through the fingertips, out the crown of the head, bend a little deeper in your front knee. Take another inhale in. And exhale, flip your palm and reach back for reclining warrior. Bring the head back, throat back, open up the heart here. Take another inhale in. And exhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Go ahead and move your block over to the outside of your left foot. Good. And same thing. Hug the legs in towards one another. Keeping that. Bend forward with your left hand to touch the top of your block. Yeah. Great. Notice if there's a difference between each side. Lean back into the shoulder blades. Bring the head back, throat back. Spiral the heart and chest up towards the ceiling. Take 2 rounds of breath here. On the bottom of your next exhalation, root the feet back down into the floor and come up with your arms. Good. Bring the left foot into a nice parallel position. Go ahead and interlace your hands to the back of your sacrum. Pull your fingertips apart. Really feel that tension first, and then slowly straighten the elbows. Good. So keeping that tension, take a big inhale in. Lift the shoulder blades up, back, and together. Keeping that, hug the legs in towards one another. And exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the heart, forward fold. Good. Super important to keep on hugging the feet in here. Simultaneous hamstring stretch with a big shoulder stretch. So again, notice how you're feeling, where you're feeling it. Take another inhale in. Even in these uncomfortable, precarious poses, can the breath stretch us from the inside out? Take another inhale in. And exhale, slowly unlace your hands, bring your hands to the floor. Go ahead and grab your block, bring it right in front of you. Place your left hand onto the top of the block. Hug the feet in towards one another. And exhale, spiral the right arm up. Good. Notice if the weight totally tips onto the right side. See if you can really balance the weight right in between the middle. As if you want to put a coffee cup or a teacup right on top of your sacrum. So that might mean that the twist isn't as far as you can go. Good. Take another inhale in. And exhale, come all the way down. Switch your hands. Place your right hand on top of your block. If it feels good to even bring the block out like in front of you, go ahead and do so. You can just play with that. Hug the feet in towards one another and exhale, lift the left arm high. Again, notice where the weight is tipping into the legs. Try to find that balance in between both feet. Take another inhale in. And exhale, spiral back down. Bring your fingertips to the floor, bend your elbows. Stay here for a moment. And exhale, slowly bring your fingertips to the top of your mat. Rotate your right foot to a lunge. And exhale, press back into a downward facing dog. Good. Notice the difference from side to side. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hug the inner thighs towards one another. Flip the toenails down into the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look at the top of your mat, step or jump. And inhale, the arms high. Bring your hands down to Anjali Mudra. Take a moment, close your eyes, find your breath. Notice just by standing how the breath stretches you from the inside out. Good. Open your eyes. We're going to come into a few standing balances. So bring the weight all the way over to your left foot so the right is nice and light. Lift the right knee up and go ahead and cross it over like a figure four. And sit back like chair pose. Make sure that the left knee is over the big toe. Yeah, and then flex through your right foot. Good, how's that feeling? Intense. Good. Hug the legs in towards one another. Sit back like you're sitting in a little chair. You can keep your hands on your hips and Anjali Mudra, heart center, or maybe shoot energy out the fingertips. Do whatever feels good to you. Tuck that left hip back. Woo! It's a hard one. And slowly get into it. Tuck the left hip back, right hip forward. Take a breath here. Good. Exhale, slowly come out of it. Lift the right knee up. And slowly bring that foot down. Go ahead and bend the knees slightly. Other side, let's bring the weight over to the right foot. And also just notice you're having a hard time like balancing and you feel the foot sort of like being up. Because that happens sometimes. Try to use your breath to soften the foot down into the mat. So let's bring the weight over to the right foot, so much so that the left is nice and light. Lift the left knee up. Go ahead and flex that left foot already. Place the left over the right thigh like a four. And exhale, bend up the hips like you're sitting in a little chair. Make sure your knees over the big toe. Hug the legs in towards one another. Breathe into this deep hip stretch. You can keep your hands on your hips. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Shoot your fingertips, bicep over the ears. Good. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Can you sit a little bit deeper? Stick your butt out. Whew. We'll get a big stretch. Take another inhale in. And exhale, lift everything high to the sky. Lift the left knee up. And exhale, bring your hands down. Bring your hands on your heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heart beating. Feel the breath stretching you from the inside out. We'll come into one last standing pose. A good standing thigh stretch. So bring that weight over to the left foot. And go ahead and bend the right knee. Go ahead and grab the back foot. Good. Flex, if you can't grab at the ankle, go ahead and do so. Flex that back foot. Hug the legs in towards one another, like the knees are kissing. Root down into the left foot as you reach up with the spine. You raise the left bicep over the ear. Good. Take your foot into hand, hand into foot. Deep stretch as you press the sit bones down into the floor. Soften the throat, unclench the jaw. Take another inhale in. And exhale, slowly bring that foot, bring the foot down. Shake out the knees a little bit. Go ahead and bring the weight over to the right foot. And then the left knee, go ahead and grab the back foot. Flex the left toes. Hug the legs in towards one another. Kick the foot to hand, hand into foot, and root down into the right leg. Stretch the spine up, lift the right arm up. Shoot energy out the fingertips. And breathe. How can in these standing balances can the breath help us? Maybe find a spot right in front of you where you can gaze at and focus. Take another inhale in. And exhale. Bring your foot down, bring your hand down. Inhale, the arms out to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, root the hands back down either step or jump both feet back to the plank. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, come to tabletop position. Closer, we're almost there. Kickstand your left foot out nice and long. Flex that foot. Yeah, so my, let me see if I can, so I'm just like kicking out like this, my knees down, yeah. And then extend the right leg nice and long. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So root the left hand down into the ground and exhale, extend the right arm up. Good. Take a big inhale in, soften in between the shoulder blades, and then lift the right foot up. Yes. This is modified Vashisthasana, so modified plank. Take another inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale and bring the belly onto the back of the spine, soften between the shoulder blades, bring the head back. And exhale, bring your foot down. Good. And then bring your hand back down, wag your hips from side to side. Kickstand that right foot out. Extend the left leg nice and long. Root the right hand down into the ground. Again, how can we fingertips on the ground? And good. Bring the belly button to the back of the spine, rib cage to the back of the spine. And if you can't exhale, lift the left leg high. Flex through that left foot. Take another breath in. And exhale, drop the foot, come back to the tabletop position. Press back into a downward facing dog. Good. Take a big inhale, and as you lift the right leg up, good. Bend that knee and just make really big circles with your hip. Yeah. Good. And reverse the direction. Sort of opening up the hips for the next little section here. Bring the foot down, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, go ahead and draw big circles with your knee in one direction. Good, and out with the other. Good, come back down to sit on your knees. I'm going to demonstrate for a moment. Have you ever done wild thing before? No. Okay, cool. So we're going to practice another back bend. Similar to what we did last week with camel, but just a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to come into my downward facing dog. I'm going to really claw my fingertips down into the ground, soften in between the shoulder blades. Press my hands in. Then I'm going to turn my heels over to the right. So I'm almost in a side plank, right? If I were to lift this hand up, I'd be in a side plank. And then I'm going to step my top foot back. And then I'm going to spread my left hand up and lift up into a wild thing. So we're getting into a big arch. So what we need to watch out is for this right shoulder really needs to be plugged in. Okay, if you have any issues with your shoulders, just softly come out. And the fun part, if you want to try, is to slowly reach forward. Maybe you come into a little bit of a balancing here. Whoa. Come back into your downward facing dog. Yeah?
Yeah, let's get there first.
Let's get there before we try to come back nice and slowly. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. Okay, so let's find ourselves in a downward facing dog. Find your breath. Open up to grace. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, bring the heels over to the right. Good, notice that you're in this kind of like weird semi-side plank. Root down into your right hand. And exhale, step the left foot back. Good, and inhale, lift the left arm up. Bring the hips high to the sky. Good, give your mouth. Can you place that heel around the ground? Yeah. And press that foot into the floor to lift the pelvis up. Yes, that looks great. Lean back to the shoulder blades. Think about the heart lifting up. This looks great. Take another inhale in. And exhale, slowly come back. If you want, you can bring your hands down first and slowly come back into your downward facing dog. Yeah, great. Good. Come down into your knees for a moment. So notice that when you place that back heel down, if you press your feet down into the floor, you can really lift the pelvis up. So it really depends on the strength of your legs. Like we all have strong legs. As long as we press down to lift up, it makes it a lot easier. Cool. Want to try the other side? Yeah. Thanks. All right. So find yourself in a nice downward facing dog. Find your breath. Open to grace. Lift the heels up. Turn the heels over to the left side. Really root down into the left hand. Notice where that left shoulder is. And exhale, step nice and far back with the top foot. Make sure that heel is on the ground, so find a place that's comfortable. And exhale, lift the right arm up. Press the feet into the ground to lift the pelvis up. Yes, that looks awesome, Spencer. Yes. Soften between the shoulder blades. Lift the heart and chest up. Press those feet into the ground. Lift up a little bit higher. Take another inhale in. The breath stretching from the inside out. And exhale, slowly come back. A nice fun balance if you would dare and choose to. And come back into your downward facing dog. Notice the difference. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And exhale, bend the knees. Bring the hips the knees nice and wide. Sit back in the child's pose. Take a few breaths here, really illuminating the back body with your breath. Softening the throat, softening the neck. Exhale, find a way, slowly move onto your back. Your knees up, feet in a nice parallel position, heels in line with your sit bones. Bring your hands out to a T, maybe even in goalpost hands, whatever feels good to you. And then just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Enjoying the weight of the pelvis moving from side to side. And next time the knees are over on the right side, you can stay there, finding a nice supine twist. Flex both feet, allow the head to turn in the opposite direction. You can stay here or bring that right foot on top of the left knee for some added weight. Whatever feels good. Even here, as we slow the breath down, how does the breath stretch us from the inside out as we slow our breathing and slow the body down? Exhale, bring your foot off your knee. Slowly bring everything back to center. Take a breath here. Ground down through the hips. And exhale, the knees to drop over to the left side. Flex both feet, turn your head in the opposite direction. Stay here for a moment, allowing gravity to do most of the work. And if you like, you can stay here. Maybe bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Taking deep inhales and exhales as we soften into this twist. Inhale, bring everything back to the center. Take a breath, ground down through the hips. You can go ahead and hug your knees to your chest or do any last poses you'd like to do before Shavasana. Maybe rocking from side to side, a happy baby. Maybe drawing little circles with your knees. Whatever serves your body. When you're ready, allow your legs to come down into the mat. Bring the arms right beside you, palms facing up or palms facing down. Or maybe one hand on your heart center, one hand on your belly. Find your breath. Allow the eyes to drop back into their sockets. Soften in the throat, unclench the jaw. Soften in the heart, the chest, and the back. Breathe down both arms, both wrists, both fingertips. Softening in the belly. Unwinding the hips. Breathing down both legs, both ankles, all 10 toes. Breathing into the whole body. Observing how the breath is intrinsically connected to the body. The breath stretching us from the inside out every time we breathe. Take a moment to slow the breath down, noticing the rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Notice the sounds in the room, the sounds outside. Allow them to slowly bring you back to your surroundings. your fingers, wiggle your toes. Slowly roll over to one side of the body. Nice fetal position. The weight drops down to the head and the hips. If you did inhale with exhale, feeling the three-dimensionality. Come back to that nice, comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good to you. Allow your hands to soften underneath. One hand on top of the other on the lap. Take the inventory and notice how you're feeling now. Just breathing. Notice if your breath feels different. Feel a little bit more open, more expansive. We'll end with 3. Big inhale, 5 out. So take a big inhale in. And exhale, side out. And in. Exhale, side out. Last one, inhale in. Exhale, side out. Put your hands underneath in the heart center, bow your head down to the line of rest. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a great rest of your Valentine's Day weekend. Go to sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That last violin was great.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Probably it wasn't difficult. I think.
No, yeah. There are so many poses that, like, once you tap into, like, the strength of your legs, like, whoa, this is actually, like, way easier.
Right.
That's, like, sort of how wheel is, too. So we'll get there. So that's a really...
Stress on my shoulders that lift up my hips. And all I